children of the night. What music they make. They're all gonna laugh at you!
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
What's up?
I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm just gonna bash you a bit.
Hello, Jack.
Hello, Jason.
We are the final guys, in case you haven't been here before. Minus Hunter Shea for now. He's having a couple technical difficulties, but I'm really hoping he makes it back in time because I am dying to talk about our main feature, Dashcam.
Oh, yeah.
I have kind of a funny story for it, but I'll save it for when we're doing the curation because I had a bit of a mix-up, and I almost was not ready for this week.
Did you watch the old one? The other one?
Perhaps I did. perhaps I noticed that around 7 o'clock, and I was like, "Oh shit, I watched the wrong movie."
That's the one I watched a couple of months ago.
Yeah, that was a bit of an issue, but I'll get into more detail on that. Well, I guess while we wait, we might as well just get this bitch going. You have any news you want to drop before we roll on?
Nope. Let's just get to the actual news.
All right. Well, I'm going to do the drinking words quickly.
We can do that too.
Okay. If you hear any of us say these words, take a drink. Jack, your words are Blumhouse, swears, and COVID. Hunter's are bodily, fluid, and cough. And mine are conservative, host, and footage. And the bonus words are pandemic, found, and old. Interesting choices. Because, good.
I just like the way the words COVID and Hunter are next to each other. COVID Hunter.
You couldn't actually put most of the words she says in, in the drinking words because we would get kicked off of YouTube. Woman had quite a mouth on her in this movie.
Yeah, no, all right, it was like Hunter Shea's female clone.
It really was something. I loved it. Straight into the news?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. It's the news. Yay.
All right. I got a few interesting things here. You recently watched Arachnophobia, right? A couple months ago?
Yeah, a while back.
One of my favorites. I love that movie. They are writing a remake of Arachnophobia, which I'm like, why are you doing that? It's a great movie, but I get it. It's the brand name.
Yeah, they want the name. You're right.
Whatever. But the positive side of this is the Christopher Landon is writing it and directing it. He's the guy who did Happy Death Day and Freaky.
Okay, that's interesting.
So, hiya, Hunter.
Hey, Hunter Shea reporting from the bathroom at the end of the world. Is everything good, sir?
Don't forget the courtesy flush.
If you hear strange noises, you know what's going on.
It does seem significantly better.
All right.
Your internet delay.
Oh, let's see how long this lasts.
So if we're talking over each other during this, it's because his internet sucks.
Yeah, so something's going on. I'm going to walk up to the bell for you, but as long as I know that I have the bathroom as an option, this is good. But
it's such a good backdrop, though. I mean, it's just beautiful.
Isn't it? You want to see in the bowl? No.
Podcasting from the shitter, literally.
I'm not the first.
Oh, this is high quality entertainment.
It says right now. Look at
this. Is like Dashcam.
So I'm walking up the stairs, motherfuckers on the stairs. Stop staring at my ass, motherfucker. Yeah.
I was saying that movie's like watching female Hunter Shea for an hour and a half.
Yeah. Just keep on going. Vamp while I get set up here.
Oh no, I'm watching the full display of the house.
Oh boy.
It's beautiful.
It's exhausting.
Oh my god. So anyway, Arachnophobia. Pretty good director.
Hunter, they're doing a remake of Arachnophobia, which
Yeah, I guess it's about time, right?
Yeah, we figured that it's really to bank on the brand name.
Right.
But the plus side of it is it's the guy who did Happy Death Day and Freaky, Chris
Oh,
Landon.
Landon, yeah. Psych
So
for that.
so I'm gonna, you know, I'm gonna hope that it's
I'm
a
in.
spiritual reboot.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Totally.
Now I know I didn't want to disappoint you guys, so I had to have a little Scream news.
Oh, thank God.
Stupid jerk.
Nev Campbell is not returning for Scream 6.
Good for her.
And it's because
cord.
she basically said, as a woman, I have had to work extremely hard in my career to establish my value, especially when it comes to Scream. I felt the offer that was presented to me did not equate with the value I have brought to the franchise.
Oh, she wanted more money.
In other words, suck it.
Yeah, pay me, bitch.
Pay up.
Show me the money. Now, Courtney Cox is still in. So they must have shown her the money.
Did Blumhouse take over that or no?
I don't think so.
I can see if it got cheap, if they weren't charged.
I don't think the last one. I don't know. Courtney Cox has so much money, she probably doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, exactly.
She just wants to work, if I had to guess.
And Nev Campbell's royalties aren't paying for everything.
Nev Campbell's been working pretty steadily. I think she's in the Lincoln Lawyer show on Netflix right now.
So
all right, so
might not be in Scream 6. Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh, no.
All right, that
next you're gonna tell me there won't be a Scream 6, and then my world is crumbling around me.
No. The news after that was that they claim that it's going to be like the most violent Scream out of all of them. Which...
I'm going to get violent if they keep making these.
The last piece of news is Sam Raimi news. Any fans of Darkman here?
Oh, yes.
Sure. It's been 32 years since Darkman.
Oh my
God. What?
Somebody asked him if there was any interest in a sequel, and he said Universal is in fact interested in a sequel, and that I think there is a script in development. One of the names that came up was Josh Rubin from Scare Me and Werewolves Within. I guess he's been trying to get a hold of this for a long time. I don't know if he's actually attached to it or not, but Liam Neeson was even asked about it. He said, I'd look at the script if they had one.
Wow. I mean, I think Shudder had them all on at one point a couple of months ago.
I was going to say, weren't there already sequels? I never watched any of them.
There's two sequels, I think.
Yeah, they weren't bad. I liked them at the time.
I wonder if this one would just be one of those where it's just a direct sequel to the first and they just ignore the other two.
Yeah.
I think I saw the first two and I only remember bits and pieces. I don't think I was a huge fan of Darkman. I just thought it was okay. But I'd be up for it. Raimi can do no wrong right now. He hit it out of the park with Doctor Strange. So he's basically going to be like, here's a number. Give it to me and I'll make your movie for you.
That's awesome. I'd actually really look forward to that.
Yeah, Darkman in his filmography, Darkman is one of the lower ones for me, but I still enjoyed it. It's not one I revisit very often, but it's insane. So
yeah, I wonder if they pay Liam Neeson by the inch of his ginormous worm. Like that's how his scale is.
I did not realize that about old.
It's $1 million. He's supposedly the biggest crotch in the biz.
I thought that was Fassbender.
Well, supposedly Liam's could use it as a putter.
We should have a Patreon show where we discuss this in depth.
Okay.
Maybe not as big as Milton Berle's was in the day.
Oh, that's legendary.
Yeah.
We'll have to go back and watch Color of Night so we can check out Bruce Willis.
I'll just go look at his window now. He's not busy.
Wild Things for Kevin Bacon.
Yeah, that's
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Manhattan, but that was animated.
Yeah, that doesn't count.
Yeah, it doesn't count.
Sheridan and Jason presses the demonetization button.
Oh.
This is the money shot, Sheridan. This is where the money is.
I knew there was no chance in hell of this episode. As soon as I watched this movie, I was like, "Oh yeah, we can't talk about this." And not be super R-rated.
Yeah, we're going to be
The
offensive.
the
tonight.
Dark Man comment is no, they're talking about Nightman from Sunny in the chat.
Ah!
Champion of the Sun.
I would give anything to see a movie of that. Musical.
Oh my God, please.
I'd
All
see
right.
them on Broadway. That's the only musical I'd see on Broadway is It's Always Sunny, the musical. Pay anything for that.
100%.
Yeah.
Definitely. All right, that's all the news I got. That's all the news that's fit to print.
All right, let's talk about what we watched this week.
We have such sights to show you.
Hunter. What you
I
got?
win, yes. So I did my Tubi stuff. I haven't done Tubi in a while. So I watched Tentacles, which I bet Jack might remember from 1977.
I got a great story about Tentacles.
You well, hit me with the story first.
I used to live in a beach house up in Massachusetts, and it was my birthday, and we all went out for drinks and dinner and stuff and scorpion bowls. And then we came back, and it was the kind of place that was college age. People used to just come and go out of this place. And a buddy of mine was a plumber, and he wasn't able to go out with us, but he showed up at my house after we had all come home already. And like me and my roommates were passed out like on the couch, and Tentacles was on when I passed out. And I wake up to him putting a box on my lap as a gift. He's like, "Hey man, sorry I couldn't make it, but I got you a gift from a job I'm working." And I open up the box and this claw comes out. He had gotten me a giant lobster from some place he was working at. And I freaking screamed and
You might have had the best way to watch and experience Tentacles. I don't think anyone else is going to be able to beat that. Well, this is a movie from 1977. It's cashing in on Jaws that came out just a couple of years earlier. It's kind of a little bit of it came from beneath the sea with the giant octopus. But this is, first of all, can I tell you the cast of this movie? If you don't remember it, Jack, this is a cast that's beyond stellar. John Huston, Henry Fonda, Shelley Winters, who shows up at one point in her little nightie.
Wow.
Why can't we just go out to dinner tonight? Bo Hopkins, my man Bo Hopkins, and Sheriff Lobo, Claude Akins, is in this movie.
Akins was in everything.
This is like this. The cast is crazy. Like this should have cost bajillions of dollars just to get them, but they're all also kind of.
I have no memory of Henry Fonda or Shelley Winters in that movie.
Yeah, Shelley is John Huston's wife, although they call each other brother and sister through the movie. Maybe I hope they're brother and sister. But anyway, and she's kind of like, you get the feeling she's like the town whore, which is really weird. But hey, you know what? In the water, there's a very pissed off octopus that's going around killing people. There's Bo Hopkins. Bo Hopkins is a killer whale trainer. So for once, he's not the sheriff. And it turns out that some corporation is doing something with sound. I think it's with sound waves or whatever, and making this octopus very angry where it's killing people at random. I mean, it plays just like a Jaws movie without the intelligence, without good pacing, decent plot. But the special effects are really good because they make that octopus really ugly and sometimes look really kind of scary and angry. And the fact that you're just seeing this cavalcade of stars, this is my kind of movie. I could watch this shit all day long, even though I know it's garbage. It has a 0% on Rotten Tomatoes.
0?
It's 0. I mean, compared to stuff we watch, this is better than probably 70% of the things we watch that come out now. So, if you want a little bit of nostalgia, go to 1977 Tentacles.
All right.
I need to go back and watch that. It's been
2022 Tentacles, the Harvey Weinstein story. It's up to you which one you want to watch.
If you watch The Boys, there's some awesome octopus stuff this year.
Oh,
are you kidding me?
I'm not kidding.
Oh God,
that's all I'll say.
I can't wait. All right.
Hopefully I can get to that next week. What do you got, Jack?
Well, I see your movie and I raise you.
Uh-oh.
Remember how last week I watched a Jack the Ripper time travel movie, Time After Time? Well, I thought I'd go back to the well and watch another Jack the Ripper time travel movie. You didn't know there was more than one, did you?
There's so many.
Terror at London Bridge.
Oh,
Let me
yeah,
go
I've
through-
got the 4K.
Let me go through some of the stars of this one. Mr. David Hasselhoff is your lead.
Amazing.
Stephanie
Right there.
Kramer. You may remember her as Dee Dee McCall from the TV show Hunter.
Yes. Holy crap.
Randolph Mantooth from Emergency.
Mm-hmm.
A little filly known as Adrian Barbeau.
Good
Wow.
Lord.
Clue Gallagher. Or Gulager.
Man.
You've seen him in a million things.
Yes.
Rosemary from the Dick Van Dyke Show is in this movie.
And Witchboard. Let's
There
put her
you
in the
go.
horror genre there.
So, I mean, at first I'm like, oh, Hasselhoff. I had this like one kind of penciled in as I need to revisit. I need to check this out sometime. And then once I was like coming off of Time After Time, I'm like, oh, I got to watch Jack the Ripper. This one is, I don't know if you know this, but London Bridge, the original London Bridge is now in Arizona. It's in
Mhm.
Lake Havasu. Or Lake
Oh,
Havasu
Like
City, Arizona.
Havasu.
Havasu
Yeah.
in Arizona. They took it brick by brick and rebuilt it, and there's like a tourist destination.
Oh my God.
So this is 1985. This movie was also called, let's see, Bridge Across Time, and
Crap.
yeah,
Wow.
and Arizona Ripper. So what happened?
Arizona
So
Ripper.
you start off in London in 18 whatever, and Jack the Ripper is getting chased by the cops over by London Bridge. Anyway, he like falls off or whatever. Fast forward to 1985, and one brick of London Bridge had fallen into the water. So they're like, oh, we finally got the last original brick from London Bridge. And when they put it in later that night, this woman cuts her hand and bleeds on it. And like out of a Hammer movie, the resurrection of Christopher Lee's Dracula, smoke and everything, and Jack the Ripper emerges out of the friggin' bridge.
That's awesome.
It's
Oh my
amazing.
God.
And so
There's a
then
lot
Jack
of
the
cocaine
Ripper-
in the 80s. A lot
Jack
of
the
cocaine.
Ripper is stalking Arizona, and David Hasselhoff is the new cop in town who never wears a cop uniform. It's always just an open shirt. And then there's like a city councilman who's like the mayor from Jaws, and
Mhm.
Hasselhoff wants to close everything for the tourists, and he's like, "No, we need those summer dollars. My kids were on the beach." Like it's
Wow. Wow.
this movie was pure nostalgic bliss.
Where did you see this movie? Is this
It's on
Amazon?
Prime. Yeah,
Beautiful.
Holy cow.
it was well worth the hour and a half.
I've never even heard of this.
I forget how the heck I stumbled upon this one, but I bookmarked it a while back.
Bet you Hasselhoff doesn't remember it.
This is like
Again.
Knight Rider before Baywatch. Hasselhoff.
What is the name of this movie again?
Terror at London Bridge.
It sounds
All right. I want to make
Amazing.
sure people get this. Yeah, this sounds
Check
like
the
an
show notes for the
SPIG.
link. Yeah, check it out,
Good
Jason.
Lord.
This maybe makes the cut.
yeah. I need to check this. That sounds. I've never done a Hasselhoff on, so bet it's good. So I like it.
Yeah. You're
It's
overdue.
worth it just to watch the Jack the Ripper coming to modern times scene is worth the price of admission.
Wow.
All right.
Now,
Okay.
is it a spoiler to tell us who plays Jack the Ripper?
I forgot the guy's name. He's nobody that I knew.
Okay.
But there is a couple of suspects.
Okay.
All right. So my nose is super stuffy, so I apologize if I'm mouth breathing over my discussion of what the hell happened to me today. I did not have time to watch Dashcam over the weekend, so my plan was to sneak it in right before the episode starts. I was going to get done right around 7 o'clock. Just do a quick search for Dashcam movie. Boom, there it is. Start watching it. It's found footage. I'm like, oh, okay. This is interesting. It's this guy who's editing for a newspaper from home. during COVID.
You watched the wrong one.
I watched the wrong movie. So I'm like, hey, this is pretty good. This guy has to edit together a story quickly for the morning news, and he's waiting for the city to send him body cam footage from a police officer being shot. Well, someone in the city accidentally sends him all the information on this case, and he finds this crazy story about basically a political assassination, and he starts trying to figure the footage out to see exactly what happened, and this whole story unravels. It's probably 50% not found footage, but first person, I should say, POV, and the rest is kind of a regular movie. I was like, this is a solid little found footage movie, mostly starring one guy, a lot of computer screen stuff. I was like, oh, it's pretty good. I'm looking forward to talking about this. The credits roll, and I see it's a different director. It's not Rob Savage. I'm like, wait,
No.
what? Did I not? Okay. So then I must have gotten movies mixed up. I'm thinking, no, I thought Rob Savage directed this. So then I just look it up, make sure I'm not losing my mind. I'm like, wait a minute. There are 2 movies called Dashcam from 2021 that are found footage movies. What the fuck? So It is 7:00. I'm like, this would be the first episode where I have not watched the main feature. I can't. So I look for it quickly. I'm like, okay, it's an hour and 19 minutes. I think I can sneak this in if I just, anytime nothing is happening, I just do a 10-second skip. And I got to 7:52 and there was still 10 minutes left. I'm like, God damn it. And then the credits roll. I was like, oh, I freaking made it. Now,
the longest credits ever.
Yes, but it totally saved my ass because I don't need to watch all those. I just needed to get the movie in. So it turns out there are 2 Dashcam found footage movies. And the other one, directed by Christian Nilsson, I hope I'm saying that right, is also a pretty good movie. So if you're looking for something, it's on Tubi, so you can check it out for free. It's almost exactly the same length. It's an hour and 22 minutes, counting credits. So it's a good one to sneak in. Solid movie.
Hunter, this is I watched this one about 3 or 4 months ago.
Really?
Yeah, this was another COVID filmed one. Takes place in New York. Right. And actually, the guy I work with, when I came in on Monday, I watched this on Sunday, our main feature one. And when I came in, my friend was like, "Hey, I watched the new Dashcam because I remember we watched that old Dashcam because we thought that we had heard the buzz about this Dashcam." And so I went looking for it, and I was like, I didn't find that one, but I found another one.
I would have given anything if Jason never realized and just went into the main feature talking about the wrong movie.
If you guys had started talking about it, I'd be like, what? What?
Yeah, these are very different movies.
Very. They sound like they should be similar. They are not. So
that's awesome.
I got another Dashcam movie, and it's pretty good. Hunter.
Who knew? All right. I'm going further back in the past. I'm going to 1957 because sometimes when I need comfort, especially when I'm hungover after a blackout, I need to relax and sit back and remember my youth before alcohol ruined my entire life. So I went back to 1957's 20 Million Miles to Earth, which is one of my all-time favorite. It's science fiction, but it's also horror movies with Ray Harryhausen doing all the effects. So this movie starts out with there's a group of fishermen off the Sicily, and this giant rocket ship crashes into the Mediterranean. And you think, oh boy, this thing is from space. So these 2 fishermen go in. By the way, if you're offended by like bad portrayals of Italians, this is not going to be your jam. If you're fine with it, it's going to be funny. But one guy goes on to the ship and they rescue a couple of astronauts. And you see it's a U.S. Air Force thing. So they bring them back to shore, and they've got this little boy with them, this conniving little kid who steals. He sees this thing wash up on shore, this tube with something in it, and he pops it out. It looks like a giant like larvae that he immediately sells for 200 lira to some zoologist who's working that he knows up in the country somewhere. It turns out that this ship went all the way to Venus and came back and brought this sample with them of some of the wildlife. And of course, the wildlife hatches and becomes this. And you've seen this image of this creature, which is one of Harryhausen's best creature effects that he ever did. It kind of looks a little like a man, a little like a catfish, like a lizard.
I've seen that image, but I've never watched this movie.
This movie is actually, I love this movie. The stuff that Harryhausen did in this is just jaw dropping because, you start out, you're in Sicily and you're in the countryside, but then they take this thing to Rome and it keeps growing and getting bigger and bigger. And it eventually is like breaking into the Rome Zoo. It fights an elephant. There's a couple of scenes where it's fighting guys and he's animating the guys too while he's like ripping out their throats. And he did such a good job with this. I mean, it's remarkable. And him tearing up Rome and bashing columns and so many dead people in this movie. It's kind of crazy. But man, this is just like, if you're a Harryhausen fan like I am, this is porn. This is straight up monster porn for Harryhausen fans.
You just kind of reminded me because I saw that Harryhausen documentary and I was like, I need to go back and watch a bunch of these. And this is like one of the most iconic looking monsters he ever did.
Yeah, is this just like a giant evil creature from the Black Lagoon?
Is this one of the movies Ted Turner colorized?
Yes, it's in black and white originally. So I've never seen the colorized version. Interesting.
Huh.
But 20 Million Miles to Earth, if you haven't seen it, it's on Tubi.
I need to watch this.
That's really good to know.
I've never seen this.
You'd like it. I mean, that's an iconic monster. This Venusian, I forget what they call it, an eager or something like that. It's got a weird name.
It really is iconic. You're right.
But check it out.
That's like the forefather of the Kraken.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
If I go back downstairs, I might release the Kraken on air.
All right. I finished volume 1 of season 4 of Stranger Things, which is, I think it's the first 7 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know they were splitting them up.
They're splitting them up, I think, because they're not done with the special effects for the last couple. The last 2 episodes, the last episode's 2.5 hours, and I don't know how long.
Whoa!
They're not in every episode. This season has been over an hour.
Yeah,
they're taking their time, this season's been great. I really enjoyed it. So I'm kind of glad they're taking a break because I didn't want it to be over. And I almost wish they had released these 1 week at a time. But
yeah,
they're great.
When does the second part come out?
July.
Oh, okay. I was hoping it wasn't going to be October or something like that.
No.
And that's it? Is that the end?
No, I think there's going to be one more season after that.
Oh,
really?
I finally finished season 3 the other day. It's going to take me a while to get to 4.
Yeah. I think I'm into the 4th episode. I only watched 1 this week, but it's so much darker. I really, really am digging this season.
They are channeling Nightmare on Elm Street, and naturally they're drawing from a lot of other
Hellraiser. Big time.
There's Hellraiser in there too.
Really?
Oh, big time Hellraiser in this. Yeah. This season is like I said last week, to me, this is a significant step up from the last ones. And it's not that I didn't like the last ones, but I'm all in on this season. It's good shit.
Yeah. My kids loved it, but they said there were too many subplots. That was the only thing.
There are basically 3 concurrent stories.
Yep.
And one of them, they're taking their time with it. So for me, that I'm fine with that. But one particular storyline, I was like, I hope this is going somewhere. And by episode 7, it pays off. So I was like, okay, if it hadn't paid off like it did, I would have been like, wow, they spent a lot of time on that. But it was worth it. So
as long as it's not another knockoff of the Goonies, like season 3. Jesus, that's terrible.
The guy Steve is just the best.
All right.
I think the dialogue in this season is much improved too. The banter between some of the characters in this is excellent. So
they have done a great job season by season of introducing new characters who end up blending in seamlessly with the
I
older
agree with
cast.
that. I agree
Yeah,
with
but
that. There's a
start killing
lot of
kids.
characters in this season.
That's my thing. Stop adding kids. Start killing kids. Put us on like unsteady ground. That's what I want to see. Don't just kill like the random adult that joins in.
They kill a couple of people, but they're never like the main character.
Yeah, man. Wipe one of those fuckers out.
All right. I did not finish this, but otherwise I have nothing else to talk about. So I'm going to mention the book I'm reading now. I have never read Ronald Kelly before.
Oh.
And I saw him. I didn't get to talk to him, but I saw him at Scares. I sat in on a panel. Did he do a panel with you?
No, but he was sitting right next to Jeff Strand, who was sitting next to me. So we were close.
Okay. He seemed like a really interesting guy who had walked
Oh, wait,
away
he
from
did do the
writing.
panel. Yes, he did the panel about, having everything you've ever written taken away when companies go out of business. That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
He was
that was
on
it.
that with
That was it.
Zebra.
He had a really interesting story, and I thought, you know what, I want to check this guy's stuff out, and I finally got to it, and I am thoroughly enjoying his writing style. I'm maybe a third of the way in, 40% in, something like that, and
Mm-hmm.
so I don't know, it could totally shit the bed at the end, but the way it's going so far, I don't think so. He has a very easy to read style, and he's doing an outstanding job kind of building characters. So I'm definitely going to read more of his stuff at the pace this is going. And I'm
You'd love
surprised
it.
I'm surprised I've never read him before.
It's
He's
country
really
bumpkin horror right there. That's right up
It's-
your alley there, son.
You're
Get her
basically
done.
describing this book. I'm reading Fear, by the way. So
Oh my God. You're amazing.
it's
That's your first
$3 on Amazon.
Kelly book?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of
So-
the best books I've ever read.
Period. I'm loving it. Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't shit the
Yeah.
bed, boy. It makes the bed.
I'm digging it. So check it out if you haven't yet. Like I said, it's $3 for the ebook on Amazon. I mean, it's nothing. It's
Yeah, it's crazy cheap.
woefully underpriced.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else?
I got nothing, man.
I got
Like
one
got
quick
those
thing.
two. That's what
Alright.
she said.
At work, I often play stuff on YouTube in the background. So
Mhm.
this week I was searching around and I was looking for books on tape that might be on YouTube, like audiobooks. And I stumbled upon a BBC radio production of Salem's Lot, 7 half-hour episodes, I think it is.
Oh wow.
So while I was working, I would just pop it in, listen. If something came up, I just pause it, do my phone call or whatever. And throughout the week, I got it, and it was a great way to, have something on in the background.
Nice.
And it was fun because that book has a lot going on in it because they really get into all the townspeople in that. And one of the things I like about the movie is they streamline a lot of that so that you don't get so caught in the minutia of every single townsperson and all that. This goes more by the book, but it does this thing. It streamlines it too, so it doesn't go into super detail like that. So it was a really fun listen. Kind of reminded me of some of the differences between the book and the movie. With the new Salem's Lot coming out in September, I want to go back. I'm going to watch the god awful Rob Lowe one again just to see how bad it was.
Jeez.
I bought the stupid DVDs when we did the Shining episode. So I was
Oh
like,
yeah,
I
the
gotta
Shine.
watch
That's
it at
right. You
least
were
once.
gifted that from the gods.
So
Nice.
if you're looking for something to listen to, free on YouTube, Salem's Lot BBC.
Huh.
Check it in.
I'll have to check that
Okay.
out. I haven't
Wow.
read that book since junior high, so much of it is faded for me. I should.
It's and typical like radio production stuff. They'll be like, well, let me just reach in here and get this cross. Take a look at this cross, you. They'll describe things a hell of a lot more than, or when they're
Yeah.
kissing, they're like, oh, I would love to get in bed with you. Like the sound
I
effects.
love
are
it.
Awesome.
I love it. That's what I'm
Let's
looking
keep
for
saying we
tomorrow.
need to get Ron on Bleeding Page soon. Hell yeah, dude, that'd be great. I'd love.
How
to talk
dare
to
you
about
cross promote yet another show?
that. I'm so bad at it. I need to mention all my shit more.
We're gonna get him on Monster Men first now, right, Jack?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Too bad.
Screw you guys.
I'm calling.
All
him
right.
now.
I am very excited for us to jump into the main feature.
Ron?
You like scary movies?
Uh-huh.
What's your favorite scary movie?
I don't know.
You have to have a favorite. What comes to mind?
I'm cutting off your bullshit call to Ronald Kelly.
It's not bullshit. It's sealed. He's on tomorrow night, Jack. Just be ready.
Damn it. All right, Jack. We're moving.
Did you prepare for this? Because I
didn't. Because how do you
crazy
compete?
pressure?
How do you compete with that? I mean, Annie,
just as good. Bad.
Start swearing.
Yeah,
yeah.
I have a professional life. I can't be swearing like she is on podcasts.
How about we just go in a different direction?
Just get in your car, Jack, and get ready.
Wait. Oh, okay.
Slow build up.
Yeah.
Jack's gonna make love to this.
Driving in my car, going real far with Annie. Annie, are you okay? Annie's gonna steal her best friend's car. Go driving really far. Then she finds a girl who poops in the back. Oh my God, now she's attacked. Oh my God, she's swearing more. Oh my God, she's a stupid beep.
There you go.
That's it. Wow. That
You didn't-
was just beautiful.
I was hoping you'd throw in a shit on my dick.
Yeah.
One of her favorite sayings. Shit on my dick.
Oh, that was beautiful, Jack. That was beautiful. Do you want to go first on what
No.
you thought?
No?
All right.
I want to hear.
All right, I'll
Big
go
Daddy
first.
Shay. What did
Big
you
Daddy Shay,
think?
yo, 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 in the Boogie Down Bronx. We appreciate girls like Annie. Fucking white girls too old to rap, can't rap at all, but whatever, that's all fine. Annie is the biggest asshole I've seen in a movie in a long time, and I loved her. Absolutely loved her. Like, I was going, this is a bold move. This is not a likable character at all. But for some reason, I ended up really liking her. I don't know why. This movie's crazy. Like,
Yes, it is.
from like watching her rapping in a cab, and then if you stopped it and went to like the last 5 minutes, you'd never know how you got there or why. So this is so unlike anything that you think you're going to see. It's another pandemic movie, but at least it wasn't. At least there were people out and about. It was more like her with her MAGA hat on, telling people she's not going to wear a mask and stop being duped by the media. So I kind of like that aspect of her too. Bless you. She's just being an irritant at all times. And the worst friend of all.
Oh,
The
God.
absolute worst. I mean,
Okay. So, okay. I normally bitch when you have an unlikable character as your main character, which is
yeah.
a little bit of the problem with the first Dashcam movie I watched. At the beginning, the main character's kind of a whiny bitch. And I'm like, man, this
Right.
goes so extreme and so far that I think she is likable. I enjoyed her performance. So she's such a pile of shit that I loved her.
Exactly. She's going hard in the paint at all times.
Yeah, she's so preposterous. I actually think I would want to hang out with her just to see what's going to happen.
I believe I saw someone on our Twitter thread saying that he wanted to marry her right away. I hope this guy's wife doesn't know. But
she is
all that aside, this is a fun movie. The shaky cam stuff is sometimes so shaky. I really thought I was going to bomb it. It was a little much, but I enjoyed where it was going. It was really bold. It went nowhere where I thought it was going to go. I'm still not sure what the hell I just saw, but as long as Annie is rapping somewhere in her car, I think all is okay.
Yeah. Like I said, I had to skip a couple times just to make sure I got the movie finished in time, which is obviously not optimal. So I am 100% going to buy this to go back and watch it again with Aaron. I loved this movie. The main character was so awesome to me. And then The found footage part, the insanity that it builds to and the way it ends reminds me of another found footage movie I've been talking about for years that I think you watched, Jack, called Evidence.
Yeah.
That it's a slower ramp, but the ending is also, it's not as crazy as this. It has a much smaller budget than this, but it goes all in, and this movie reminds me of that a lot. To me, this is found footage done right in just an awesome way. And yeah, they had to do a lot of shaky cam, probably to hide a ton of cuts and budgetary constraints and stuff. But I had a freaking blast with this, and I was pissed that I was having to skip scenes because I was like, I know, not scenes, but just like 10 seconds, 20 seconds. I'm like, I know she's saying crazy shit as I'm skipping this. I know she's saying something hilarious that I'm going to regret missing. But
plus, you're going to have to read everything scrolling along in the comments section.
Absolutely.
And you have to watch the end credits is her in their car rapping about all the people on the who are on the set and making the movie and stuff.
Okay.
And
see, I got to the credits.
Wretched stuff about some of them.
I just skipped in enough to make sure it didn't have anything to do with the story. And then that was the only way I was able to get into the show on time. So I'm definitely going to have to watch that.
You're going to enjoy those.
Jack.
So you guys are pointing out the strength and weakness of this movie, because this is all about, can you tolerate Annie for an hour and 20 minutes? And
tolerate her for 20 years.
I was impressed with the big swing they took and a little bit baffled by how they would go so far for what is essentially an inside joke. It's like they knew that this, I guess this Annie is like this, but this is a elevated version of her, but it's not too far off what she really is. So they basically are like, oh, Annie's hilarious. Let's put her in this and let her run. So
wait a second. This is her in real life, kind of?
Yeah.
Oh, I love her even more.
It's an exaggerated, but it's not. I guess
I hope she's just like this. Minus screwing over her friends. Minus that.
Oh,
but just riffing on everything. I hope this is exactly how she.
Well, the show that she does is real.
The show
Band Car.
Oh, really?
I'm pretty sure.
Oh,
my whole life is about to change.
Yeah, I'm subscribing to that and watching it all the time.
So what you guys are saying, like, so I admire the fact that they went for it. They're like, we're hitching our wagon to her, and you just hear her. You know, she does all the MAGA stuff at the beginning, and then it just turns into basically her with dick and crap jokes.
Shit on my tits.
You know, so
prolapse uterus, what you call a pink sock.
Yeah. Then you said something, Jason, that I agree and disagree with. You said, like, this is found footage done right. I don't think this is found footage done right at all. The tone is off. Like, the pacing is all wrong. There's no reason why somebody would keep filming. It's hard to understand what's going on. That's what's wrong with it. But it's also what's right with it, because this movie's not about that. This movie's about the experience of watching this nut job just, you know, be awful and then get into these crazy, disgusting situations and the WTF-ness of it all. So I don't think it's a good found footage movie, but it's a super original, unforgettable found footage movie that is like, I think you're going to get people who are like, I have to own this, and it's like my cult favorite, and other people who are like, this movie's garbage. I appreciated it for what it was, but again, I would be really picky and choosy as to who I recommended this movie to.
Oh, I cannot wait to show this to my friends, because you know, like normies, I would not recommend this to. My friends are going to think she's the funniest person alive.
Yeah, she's a force of nature.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. The found footage stuff, you know, typically the why are they still recording bothers me. And I guess the friend recording doesn't really make sense. So I'll give you that. I think that's probably just covered up because she doesn't shut up the whole time. So I didn't really think about it much. But her recording, she's such a pile of shit in this that just wants to record everything to be hilarious. Like, I don't know. It never even occurred to me that she would think to stop. I loved it so much.
Let me tell you, She delivered my favorite line of the year in any movie. At one point, she's in the car and she's strapped to the thing in the back. She goes, "Put your mask on, bitch," and puts that plastic bag over its face. And she just kind of like sits there. I'm like, oh, that's probably my favorite scene of the year by far.
Oh my god. When she breaks into her friend's house and slaps him in the face and then does not understand why they're so pissed off and then just steals their car and leaves. Oh,
Wait,
it's gold.
What'd you say,
slaps
Hunter?
him in the face with a palm full of her spit.
Yeah.
What did she call it?
Oh god. I
Yeah,
don't
she
She
remember.
slaps
Silver
him in the face
handshake
with,
or
I think she had a name for it.
Oh.
It was like the silverfish
Yeah, something like that.
high five or something. I don't know.
Oh, which had a nice turnaround
Gross.
later when he slaps her with it. That was solid stuff.
Yeah, this is the most fun I've had all year. Like
This
watching a movie, I was like, what?
legitimately is way up my list for this year. This I have a feeling, and the length helps because I think the replayability of this is high. Like you could throw this on with some friends for an hour and just laugh your asses off.
And you could throw it on again, so you could read all the comments that are scrolling in the live stream, and then you could.
Yeah, that was hard.
You're going
to
to catch
follow
things
those.
you miss. I just gave up after. I'm like, ugh, I don't care what they're saying.
Yeah, the comments were great, as best I could read. Because there's so much happening on screen sometimes that you can't begin to pay attention to what's being said.
Yeah. Now, between this and Host,
Exactly.
I like the fact that these guys are always trying something different
Absolutely.
with the genre. So you have to hats off to them.
Mhm.
And it just seems like I said, this movie has such a cult following, just like Host does. That I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if their next movie's like way big budget. This was way bigger budget than Host.
Oh yeah. I'm hoping Blumhouse just
They were wrecking
pushes
cars.
a pile of money at them. I think we're losing.
Were you
Hunter.
surprised it's Blumhouse?
I
I
was.
think we are too.
Yeah, you're definitely getting delayed, but yes, I was surprised to see
All
this
right.
was Blumhouse.
I'm out. That's it. I'm not going to ruin this podcast.
Okay, we'll get the spoilers and get out of here.
See
All
ya.
right. Yeah.
See ya.
I mean, I don't know how much there is to spoil. I mean, I guess we could go into it, but
I want to
movie's
ask
so
you
insane.
what exactly was happening in that movie.
Was it some kind of demon worship that put a demon in the child?
Yeah, was it a demon that ages the person, possesses them, and then turns them into a slug or something?
Yeah, that's what I got from it.
Did it have a clown mask, or was that?
I didn't see that.
When it was chasing her through the cars, it looked like it had like a clown mask or something.
I might have missed that. Like I said, I was trying to watch this very quickly, but I liked when the demon came out of her mouth after she like split it with the knife, split her face with it. Oh, that was just gold. The gore in this was surprising.
Yeah, and that was one of the funner parts of this was the gore, and obviously they were going for the gross factor with all the stuff with the back seat of the car, and the pickled eggs. Ugh.
Oh God! She started eating that egg. Oh God!
But like this woman leaves Los Angeles because of COVID, gets to her friend's house, smacks him to wake him up, and scares the hell out of them. Then like steals his car and starts to do deliveries for him.
Dude, that was all so good. And then when there's no one in the restaurant, she starts eating pickled eggs.
And then I'm watching her like free style, and I'm like, oh my God. Like
it really took me off guard. I was not expecting this at all. And I had just come from the other Dashcam, which is just a straightforward thriller. And I'm like, what the hell is happening here?
I just wonder if she was all MAGA, on this. If she was that annoying but was left wing, would people be more mad at this movie for being woke, or if she was like the same person but a liberal? Because it did for me. Her politics didn't matter. It was her character.
Yeah,
that she
that's
was
a good
just
question.
annoying.
Though. I don't know. I wonder if she's getting shit for being right wing on Twitter or something. I mean,
There has to be a population of people who hate this because she's a Trumper, and then there's going to be other people that don't care that it's a character in a movie, and then there's going to be, people who love
it
her
might be
because of
worse
it.
for her too if she's really playing a version of herself. How many people are then going to just fully project? I don't know. Who knows? But it looks like Jed Shepard is in the chat, and I think he was listed as one of the writers.
Oh, that's awesome! It's
He
a
says,
Silver Lake handshake.
Yeah, you made it up. It's not real. That is hilarious.
So he could tell us, because one of the things I loved about the movie was the fact that she was an extreme person, and they hitch their wagon to it, right? And they just go for it. So that's a ballsy move, right? I have seen other people who couldn't get through the movie because she's so annoying, and I knew that we would be like getting a kick out of her.
Mm-hmm.
But then I was wondering, it's like, wow, you're going to bat with this, like, and like it looks like this is a cult hit, so that's great. But I wonder. Look, I think some theaters were like banning this or something like that.
Oh, for Christ's sakes!
Yeah, which is ridiculous.
I just shit pisses me off. So this says there are 3 writers: Gemma Hurley, Rob Savage, and Jed Shepard. So I'm curious.
Shepard. Hello, Jed.
As you write this movie, how much of it is just okay? Yeah, obviously you have to write what's going to happen, action wise, all that. But how much are you just saying, okay, we're putting you in the car, and there's going to be a demon woman behind you, and she's just going to do her verbal diarrhea thing, and there's no plan of what she's going to say except kind of in a general direction? I'm really curious about the writing process.
So he says he's known Annie for 10 years and she's the loveliest person, which is great. She reminds me of the girl from Flight of the Conchords. She's one of the voices on Bob's Burgers. I can't remember her name. Kristen Shaw. It's got a similar voice to that. Yeah, like the fact that they let her freestyle the credits. If you don't get the joke by that, then this movie's just not for you.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the best. This is not a good comparison, but the way, if you think of like Army of Darkness, the way the Ash character is so braggadocious and douchebag, and I'm sure some people hate that because of his character, but if you like it, you love it. And that's kind of where I'm at with this. I think she's so goddamn funny. I could watch 10 movies with her.
And this is what I was going through my head the whole time, because again, first you have to get used to what it is, and then I'm going, wow, how many found footage movies have we seen where you hate the characters, right?
All of them.
So she's a polarizing character, but you're like, well, this is really interesting now because your main character is this nut job, and that's who you're seeing the movie through. That's a big swing.
It really is. It really is. He says we trusted Amy to be able to pull it off with no acting experience. Found footage is all about authenticity. Got to jump on his Zoom. Thanks, man. I appreciate you hopping in the chat.
Yeah, thanks.
I definitely will have to ask these guys questions on Twitter or something because, man, I had fun with this.
Well, again, so we watched that or at least I did, that found footage documentary on Shudder.
Oh yeah, I didn't watch that yet.
And so again, I'm watching it with that lens, and again, I'm appreciating the craft. So when I'm saying things like I can see where like the critical view of this is going to be different. It's like the audience score versus the critic score on Rotten Tomatoes. A critic's going to sit down and watch this movie and be like, this was horrible, this is that and everything. And then you go on Twitter and people are like, this is the best movie of the year. And
yeah,
that's what makes it so interesting. So I think even if you don't love this movie, you will appreciate it for the originality of the whole thing.
Absolutely. Typically when you have a character like her, it's a side character, not the main character. And the
yeah, it's a
fact
great point.
they went with it, it's ballsy, and it just made me love it. When I was running up the stairs to start this, I was telling my wife, because I had to skip a little bit. We are watching again this weekend because I went to hear every word this and I want you to hear it too.
The other thing that I liked was, so the end of the movie, again, we're spoilers, she kills the monster with her keyboard.
Yeah.
And then, like, the last thing she does is cough. And, like, her big thing was she was an anti-masker.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, this is great. After all that, to catch COVID.
That would be hilarious.
That's how I took it.
Oh, man.
And so I thought that was a great little, punctuation on the end of the sentence for that.
There were so many great cuts too, where she's in the restaurant and the woman's really sick, and she's like, "I'm not taking her, blah blah, patient zero," or whatever the hell she was yelling.
Yeah,
and the woman just whips out a bunch of money, and the next cut is her like helping her into the car. Yeah. That's good shit.
Yeah, and that was, again, there's some pretty good body horror with the staples in the mouth and all that. And then you're wondering, like, how far are they going to go with all the poopy and all that?
Pretty far is the answer. They went pretty far. Oh man.
I think my favorite part of the movie was when the guy gets thrown through the windshield, and then, like, he's on fire, and she goes around to the other side, and the bride is in the car. The airbag goes off. That whole scene was awesome.
Yeah, that was really good stuff. I'd be curious what the budget was, because they pulled off some pretty serious stuff in this, and it looked good.
So that, I don't know, was that the last 20 minutes where the slug thing is chasing her around the cars and all that? That I'm just going, it's shaky, which is the way it would look if you were holding an iPhone.
Yeah.
But literally, you're just like, what on earth is going on right now? It reminded me a lot of a VHS segment.
Yes. I mean, honestly, it's not a whole hell of a lot longer.
Yeah.
If you take out the end credits. Yeah, it absolutely does. It feels like a VHS segment with a bigger budget. That's a great way of describing it.
Yeah, and Daniel in the chat is echoing us. Your enjoyment of the movie is going to hinge a lot on your tolerance of Annie.
Yeah, for sure. I think that 100% sums up this movie. If you don't find her funny, this is going to be your least favorite movie of the year. Like, there's just no way you'd be able to sit through this. But
I'll tell you what, when I was watching this, I'm like, Hunter is going to love this movie so much.
Oh, it's good. Well, we're going to end up talking about it for longer than the movie actually is at the pace we're going. Anything else you want to throw in before we get out of here?
No, I'll just say that was a fun watch, and I'm really glad that he got to jump in and give us some color on it.
That was nice.
I mean, we're in spoilers already, but if you haven't seen this, it's worth checking out just to be in the conversation, if nothing else.
For sure. Absolutely. This is definitely one of those where everybody should watch it just so you experience it. Good.
It also it could be one too that grows on you, because I think I listened to one podcast with them, and hearing Annie talk in real life, it was really short, but just hearing them talk and shedding some light on it, and then just hitting his thing. Like I said, I got a kick out of this movie, so I wasn't negative on it, but I think I've seen other people, like, once you read about it or you watch it a second time and realizing that there is humor, that it's not supposed to be taken so seriously. I think it could be one of those.
If you're taking her seriously in this movie, like,
right,
come on, like, what are you doing here? This movie's insane.
If you take it seriously, this movie's not for you.
Yeah, like, come on now. That's not this. Alrighty, with that, as usual, we have no idea what we're watching.
Who the hell knows what's coming out?
But we'll let you know on social media. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. This was a good one. Glad we got to talk to the writer a little bit through the comments. And anything before we get out of here?
Nope, that's it. Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
over